Good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are tuning in from. Welcome to the Living Well podcast, a podcast that works on holistic wellness and the interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit, which will enable you to live a life that is whole, empowered, and leading with love. I am your host, Yolanda Cooksey, and yes, I have been doing a separate challenge on my other business, Created for More Than. Living Well podcast is under the umbrella of Created for More Than because, we are created for more than, and this is just a part of it. Happy February 1st. I am so excited. I was like, man, January has already passed. We are literally in the second month of 2024 already. And I was like, wow. I mean, it seems like every year goes quicker and quicker and quicker. But that's okay. As long as we are making the most of it and that we are thriving, we are excited, and that we are taking advantage of every moment of every day. I wanted to say that, February normally is the month of love. And for the month of February, what we will be doing on the podcast will be taking a look at the intricacies of love and its profound impact on our lives. We're going to be sharing, I'm going to challenge you all at the end to, do some kindness. We're going to share some kindness, share some love. We're also going to look at the concept of true love and its significance in our lives. And this way, we're going to help to unravel some of the mysteries around, love and the true connection. I initially was going to title the topic for tonight, What's Love Got to Do with It? Because Tina Turner, that was a wonderful song. And she was partially right. Love has, what love has to do with it, but love has more. It's more than just love that has to do with it. So we're going to talk about that. We want to dive into the realms of emotions, relationships, and how does this relate to our human experience? We have so many families and individuals that are going through it in relationships, no matter whether they're struggling to communicate, they're struggling to stay together. You've got marriages that are, falling apart. You've got families that are falling apart. And the foundation is love. And so we're really going to dive into that and see how we can really impact our lives. I'm going to be having some guests next week. I will have my first guest, Antoinette Terrell. She will be joining me. So we'll be having some guests. I will be sharing some personal stories, and we'll also have some insightful conversations, because the goal is to shed the light on truly what it means to build authentic and meaningful connections in a world that is so complex at times. So I invite you to tune in and to join the conversation. If you are watching this podcast live, I want you to drop an L down in that comment field. And if you are watching it on the replay, put an R for replay. Go ahead and make sure that you like, that you comment, that you share, that you set your notifications. That way, next time that I go live, you will receive notifications, and make sure to engage in the conversation. This is not just about me sharing things on this podcast. This is really to invite you in to join the conversation. Let's have a discussion. Let's all grow. Let's share how we feel, what we've experienced, what we've been through. And that way we build community. So I want to encourage you to do that. So tonight's topic is Love Unveiled. We're going to unveil some things with love, and we're going to explore the depths of what true connection is. Like I said with Tina Turner, when she sang that song, What's Love Got to Do with It? She was partially right, but love is an emotion. However, love has everything to do with it. It's not that, we can't have love, and sometimes people equate love with sex. However, that is different. Love is much deeper than just an emotion. Love encompasses not just our feelings, but also actions and choices, and a deep sense of connection and understanding. As a Christian, I love God's word where it says, I don't know exactly the scripture, but I definitely will look it up and post it there. But it says love is an action word. That means that I can't just say I love you and then don't put any action behind it. Love transcends emotions, and it becomes a guiding force in our lives, and it helps to shape our relationships and our sense of self. Can anybody relate? I know I am learning how to love myself. This has been a real journey for me over the past few years. I've always been such a giver and always putting other people before me that I failed to see the value in who I was, and that self-care, that self-love, loving myself as I'm loving others has been huge, and it's really made a positive impact in my life. True love, like I said, is not just sex. True love is authentic, it is honest, it is safe, it is expressive, it is unconditional, it is sacrificing, and it is transformative. So let's take a look at Love Unveiled. When you look at the word unveiled, unveiled means uncovering. We want to peel back the layers, just like an onion. You start peeling the onion and there's layers. Even when you chop it and cut it, you can still see the layers before you get to the center of the onion. Well, we as human beings we are like that. We're like an onion. We start on the outside. We have an outward shell. Sometimes we've built up walls because of our heart being hurt and different things that have happened in our lives. And so in order to experience true love, we have to peel back those different layers. We have to peel away all of the hurt that we've experienced, is the trauma that we've gone through, so that we can get to the core of our being and truly experience true love. And so when we look at unveiling the concept of true love, it's a deeply personal, individual, unique, and introspective journey. It is a journey of self-reflection, because you want to look inwardly, look at yourself, look how you're loving yourself, how are you loving others. You also want to understand one's own needs and desire. That means making a decision for yourself, like, how am I going to not only love myself, how am I going to allow others to love me? Because depending on how someone grew up, they may have in their mindset that going through abuse is a form of love, when that is not truly love. That is a distorted view of love. So understanding your own needs, your own desires for love, what you want and what you're willing to give. And also, it is a journey of being open to vulnerability and emotional intimacy. Now, this one, I was doing the research for this topic, I was like, emotional intimacy. It was like, wow, I had never, emotional intimacy, like intimacy with your mind, with your emotions, with your feelings, and really becoming one with who you are, and really loving you for who you are, loving you for who you were created to be, in that emotional intimacy. And when you open up, when you're vulnerable, now I want to what do you call it? Hear you, or I can't think of the word right now, but suggest that you open up to the right person. Be vulnerable to the right person. You want to make sure that you're not just giving your love to anyone, because everyone may not be able to handle your love. I talked earlier in one of the podcasts about, I went through this class and we had to do hearts, paper hearts, and put glue on each one. One was pink, one was blue. And when the relationship is good, we're rubbing the heart, and the relationship is good, everything is going all well and fine. And, oh, I love you. And everything's honky dory. And then bam, something happened and the relationship breaks apart. Well, when I broke the hearts apart, there was more blue on the pink than there was pink on the blue, which meant that I was always giving of myself, and that I was never being loved the way I wanted to be loved in return. So that I did set those walls. I did build those walls, and I refused to let people in. And I still want to say, within the last 5 years, God has really broken that down, because I first learned to truly love Him, to truly trust Him. I loved God, but it says, but when you trust Him, it says Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, to trust in the Lord with all of your heart, and lean not into your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. It says, but the trust part, because I had been hurt so many times, I did not trust. But now I have learned to trust God, to truly be open, to be vulnerable with God. And it's allowed me to be open and vulnerable with other individuals. Now, that is something that definitely takes work. It does not come easy because we want to hold on to it. And I'm like, if you're anything like me, if you could relate, put it in the comments. You want to hold on to that hurt. I'm not letting nobody else in. I'm not letting anybody hurt me again. No, but that's not what we really need to hold on to. That is the enemy tricking us because we were created for love. We were created out of love, and we were created for relationship, but we were created to love in the right way. So what does it require for us to really love the right way? And so, what we want to do is start by exploring and learning from past experience, both positive and negative, to gain understanding of what true love means to you. Love doesn't hurt. Love is not controlling. Love is not painful. True love, unconditional love, like the love of God, unconditional love. So when we explore and learn from our past experiences, that means that we don't continue to involve ourselves with the same type of people. You break up from a relationship, you don't deal with the loss. I just did a challenge and I was talking about loss, and you can have like the loss of a relationship and you don't take the time to grieve that loss or go through the different stages. And so you hook up with the next person and that person hasn't healed from whatever relationship they came from. And so now you've got two people that are with baggage that are still not understanding the true meaning of love. Or if you have had someone love you and you didn't even understand what love was about and you didn't take it, you misused that person or mistreat that person, ask me how I know. I said I had one really true love in my life. His name was Harvey Wilson. And man, I messed that up. But I learned from him because that was such an amazing relationship with him, that we had our differences and things didn't work out at the time. I wasn't where I am now. But I thank God that I was able to experience what really true love looked like, because he literally would give me his heart. He gave me his heart. And he would give me anything that I needed or anything. Sometimes he would give me stuff before I even asked for it. But he was such a giver. He was loving, and that's just the way he was. So taking from those past experiences, exploring, thinking about them, self-reflecting, and taking the positive and the negative, and then gaining a deeper understanding of what true love means. You also want to seek guidance from trusted resources or sources, such as, like, if you need to go to therapy, if you need they have relationship experts. I don't know about all that. Some of them I do kind of believe in, but you want to be careful. I just want to advise you. That's the word. Advise you to be careful. Or even engaging in conversations and discussions with loved ones who are open and to hearing. And this can help in unveiling the concept of true love. Because I also stated too, sometimes you'll go to your girlfriend, ladies, or you go to your homeboy, and that homeboy or that girlfriend's relationship not working out, but they got the nerve to give you advice about your relationship. That's not a trusted source. So you want to look for someone who is having a successful marriage, having a successful relationship. They are achieving things together. They're doing what needs to be done. They're showing and exemplifying unconditional love in their relationship. That's what a trusted source is. And this can help you unveil the concept of true love. Now, this applies to all areas of relationships. You have family relationships, you have friend relationships, you have dating and marriage relationships, and you also have the parental relationships. And so all of this information can be applied to any relationship if you want it to be a healthy relationship and want it to grow. So when we talk about, now we're going to move into the depths of the true connection. So, because sometimes we talk like, I want to be deep, I want to be connected, I sense your aura, I can feel you. Well, okay, that may be true, However, you want to really understand the definition of intimacy. And so emotional intimacy, that's just the closeness. That's mean that you are connected with that person emotionally. You can trust that person. You can be vulnerable and you have a deep understanding and acceptance of one another. You're not getting into a relationship to change the other person, or you're getting in a relationship, because I have done this several times. Ladies, if you can relate, men, if you can relate, go ahead and put relate in the comment. You think you're gonna be with somebody, oh, I could be with him, they'll change eventually. No, no, our job is not to change the other person. You have to accept them for who you are. And if they're doing something that you cannot accept, baby, that is not the one for you, whether you're male or female. True love and connection also includes a willingness to support and care for one another. It's not all one person's way. You give and you take. It is unconditional, and even in the face of challenges, it doesn't give up. It doesn't give up. It doesn't say, oh, this is too hard. I didn't sign up for this. Peace, I'm out. I'm gone. This is too difficult. You crazy. We got to be willing to, for deep and true connection, to really look and be willing to support and care for one another. But that means we're healthy before we get in a relationship. And then true love and connection also involves a sense of shared values, goals, and a mutual desire for growth and happiness. That means you don't have to be the same, and it wouldn't work if you were the same anyway. It means that there may be some similar qualities. You have shared values. Like, if you like to go to the gym, hooking up with somebody who doesn't like to go to the gym is going to be a little bit challenging, because you're going to be going off doing things by yourself, and they're going to be going off doing things by themselves. If you're a Christian, going to church, reading the Bible, having a relationship with God, hooking up with somebody who doesn't go to church, who doesn't have a relationship and doesn't seek God, is going to be a little bit challenging. So if you're looking for true love and connection, you want to include some shared values, some shared goals, some shared beliefs, and a mutual desire, like I said, for growth and happiness. So let's get into those 5 tips to develop true connections, because developing true connections in a relationship is important for fostering deep and meaningful connections. It's about building healthy families. So the healthy families start with healthy individuals. So step number 1, you want to actively listen. Actively listening to your partner is crucial for building a strong connection. It's not sitting here listening like, okay, hurry up and get through, because I got something to say, and I really ain't hearing nothing you talking about right now, because what you saying is crazy. And no, that's not actively listening. When you actively listen, once the person stops talking, you would say something like, okay, if I heard you correctly, you said boom, 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 boom. So that way you're repeating back to the person what they said, which shows that you actively listen. That means that to that person, that means that you really cared, that you gave your full attention, you maintained eye contact, and you showed genuine interest in what they had to say. Now that goes both ways. So once you've done that, then in the conversation, then that you should be given that same respect and that same opportunity to do the same thing. Active listening also means being empathetic and understanding their perspective. I love it. When we really think about being empathetic, that means it's sympathetic is you have sympathy. Empathetic means that you've been through something similar to what that person, so you really are feeling what that person is going through. You're really understanding their perspective. I used to, and we hear this all the time, is you haven't walked in my shoes, so you don't understand what I've been through. I have a different perspective. You have a different perspective because of the things that you went through. So taking that time in a relationship, active listening, understanding the other person's perspective. Well, hey, they could have went, okay, that's a different way to looking at it. I could get along with that. That'll work. That works for me. I never knew that. And this active listening genuinely helps to build a relationship. Number two step is to be open and honest communication. Effective communication is the key to developing true connections. That means that it's important to express your thoughts, your feelings, and your needs openly and honestly, and I would add respectively. Calling folks out of their names, calling people things that they are not, is not going to ensure a relationship with open and honest communication. You want to make sure that you are staying respectful as you express your feelings. Don't say that you're, oh, I'm not mad, but you can see all of her, and that is, ooh, my facial expressions. Like, I ain't mad, but my face be telling it all. It's like you have to also get your your verbal with your language. You have to make sure that your visual language and your verbal language, because we show body language as well. We express our thoughts and feelings. So you want to have open and honest. If you feel a certain way, say, I feel this way. I don't like it when this happens. It makes me feel however you feel. And you also want to be receptive to your partner's communication, not raising a voice. And if at any point, sometimes if, it could be we call it a heated discussion. If you're angry and you're not able to talk calmly, sometimes it's best to leave the situation alone until you can come back and talk about it calmly. Because if you're talking about it when you're angry, that means you're going to react instead of respond. And the goal is we want you to stop, to take a breath, and respond instead of react to whatever is going on. And also be aware of your feelings and your emotions and what's triggering the emotion that you're going through. Open and honest communication also creates an environment of trust and understanding. And, we really have to do that. We really have to build some trust and understanding. Number three is building trust. Each one is leading to the other. We're building a brick. We're building this relationship. And we want to trust. Building trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. To develop true connections, it's essential to build trust by being reliable, keeping your promises. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to be somewhere at a certain time, be there. Don't show up late. Don't not show up at all, and don't say anything. Be there for your partner when they need you. This builds trust. Trust is built over time. And they say trust is earned. It is not given. So many people have gone through these relationships and situations where they've been hurt. And so their trust level is not very high. And once that trust is broken, it is hard to gain it back again. So you want to make sure that you build your trust. You take consistent action with open communication, and this helps to build trust. Do what you say you were going to do. Number four is emotional vulnerability. That means being emotional vulnerable. This allows for deeper connections. Like I said, pray. For me as a Christian, I pray, Lord, show me who I can be open and vulnerable with, because everybody can't handle your stuff. Everybody doesn't want to handle your stuff. So you make sure that you are connected with the right person that you can be emotionally vulnerable with. It involves sharing your fears, your insecurities, and emotions with your partner or a prayer partner or accountability partner, and being receptive to their vulnerability as well. This level of openness fosters a sense of intimacy and understanding. And then number five, we want to spend quality time with your loved one. Spending quality time together is crucial for developing true connections. This means prioritizing your relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's, a family or parental relationship or family, spending time with the other person, prioritizing, making sure that you set aside some dedicated time where you can be focused, where you can be present to engage in activities that you both enjoy. This could be going to the movies, going on a date, having meaningful conversation over a cup of coffee, over a glass of wine, or engaging in shared hobbies. You want to do something together so that you're building connections in that relationship. Quality time allows for bonding and creating lasting memories. Remember that developing true connections next takes time and effort from both each individual involved. And it is a continuous process of growth and understanding. Well, I hope you found value in our the first episode for February. We're going to be talking, like I said, we're going to be talking about love all month, and also on Creative for More Than. I am doing a love challenge. We're going to, for the whole 28 days of February, I'm only going to be doing on Mondays. Each Monday, I'm going to actually be coming on live at 6 o'clock p.m. However, on each day of the 28 days, we want you to post on Facebook, post on Instagram, whatever your social media platform is. Do something kind. Write a letter, send a text, send an email, send someone a gift, give them a gift, do something out of a random act of kindness. We just want to practice kindness for 28 days, practicing the act of kindness. And I challenge everybody to participate in this challenge. Now, I will be watching and looking out on social media pages and looking for those random acts of kindness posts. And also, I do have on Creative for More Than, there's a lifestyle club, a private one, or the Creative for More Than page, a Facebook page, and it is a public, and you could also post your random acts of kindness there as well. I will make sure to put that in those links in the comments so that you guys will have them. Or if you want to, I don't know how to do YouTube shorts, but do a reel, do a story, however you want to do it. But 28 days, I encourage you to join this challenge and join me in 28 days of random acts of kindness. Well, thank you very much for joining me this evening. I pray you are blessed by what was shared and that you found value. And until next time, never forget that you are important, that you are valuable, and that you are needed. God bless you, and I will see you all on next Thursday. Don't forget, I'm going to have a guest, so make sure to tune in for that. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.